The call to duty on a distant planet, where the sky was a mix of deep purple and bright orange, war raged. This planet was called Zenthora, and it had seen many battles. Soldiers fought for their lives, and the sound of laser blasts filled the air. Among them was Captain Alex Ryder, a brave and skilled soldier. He was known for his courage and quick thinking in tough situations. Alex stood tall, his dark hair blowing in the wind as he looked out over the battlefield. He wore a heavy suit of armor that protected him from enemy fire. His green eyes scanned the horizon, searching for any signs of danger. Alex felt a sense of responsibility for his team. They were like family to him, and he would do anything to keep them safe. One day, while Alex was resting in the command tent, a loud alarm rang out. The tent shook, and soldiers rushed around in a panic. Something was wrong. Alex hurried to the control room, where the commander stood, looking worried. The commander pointed at a screen filled with static. "We've received a distress signal from Zenthora," the commander shouted, his voice tense. "The alien princess, Lyra, has been captured by the warlord Malakar. We need to act fast." Alex's heart raced. The princess was known for her bravery and kindness, and she was loved by her people. Malakar was a ruthless warlord who wanted to use her to control Zenthora. If he succeeded, the entire planet would be in danger. Alex knew he couldn't let that happen. "We need to send a team to rescue her," Alex said firmly. "I will lead the mission." The commander nodded, relieved to have someone like Alex in charge. Quickly, Alex gathered his team. He called Zara, a brilliant hacker from Earth. Zara was small and quick, with bright blue hair that matched her sharp mind. She could break into any computer system, and her skills would be vital in this mission. Next, he found Drax, a strong alien warrior. Drax was twice the size of an average human, with tough green skin and a fierce loyalty to his friends. His battle skills were unmatched, and he would protect the team at all costs. Finally, Alex approached Sirius, a young alien inventor. Sirius was always full of ideas and gadgets that could help in their missions. His wide eyes sparkled with excitement as he listened to Alex's plan. "Are you all ready?" Alex asked, looking at his team. "We have to be smart and brave. We cannot fail. The fate of Zenthora depends on us." The team nodded, determination in their eyes. They boarded their spaceship, the Starfire, a sleek and powerful vessel. As they took off, Alex felt a mix of fear and hope. The journey ahead would be dangerous, but they were united in their goal. As the stars flew by, Alex thought about the princess. He had never met her, but he had heard stories of her courage. He promised himself that they would save her. The team was ready for anything. They would fight against all odds to bring the princess back home. The adventure had just begun, and Alex was determined to lead his team to victory. Gathering allies. As the Starfire zoomed through the stars, Captain Alex Ryder focused on the mission ahead. They needed to save Princess Lyra, but he knew they could not do it alone. They needed allies, people who would fight bravely alongside them. Alex thought about who could join their mission. The first person he thought of was Zora. She was not just a hacker, she was a genius. In their last mission, she had saved them from a dangerous trap by quickly disabling the enemy's security systems. Alex knew her skills would be essential in Zenthora. Zara was busy adjusting her equipment in the ship's control room when Alex approached her. "Zara," Alex said, "we need you on this mission. Your hacking skills will help us get inside Malakar's fortress. Will you join us?" Zara looked up, her blue hair glowing under the ship's lights. "Of course, Alex. I'm ready to take down some security systems," she replied, her voice filled with excitement. "Let's show them what we can do." Next, Alex thought of Drax, the strong alien warrior. Drax had a reputation for being fierce in battle. He was loyal to his friends and would never back down from a fight. Alex found Drax training in the ship's gym, lifting heavy weights with ease. "Drax," Alex called out. We're going to rescue Princess Lyra. I need you on the team." Drax dropped the weights and stood tall, his green skin shimmering. "I am always ready to fight for what is right," he said with a fierce grin. "Let's crush Malachar and save the princess." With Zara and Drax on board, Alex felt more confident. But they needed one more ally, a clever inventor who could create tools to help them. That was when he thought of Sirius, a young genius who had built many gadgets for the team. Alex found Sirius in the ship's workshop, tinkering with a small robot. "Sirius," Alex exclaimed, "we need your help to save Princess Lyra. Can you join us on this mission?" Sirius's eyes lit up with excitement. "Absolutely. I can create some devices that will help us get inside the fortress and escape if we need to," he said, eager to prove himself. "I've got some new ideas I want to test out." With their team complete, Alex gathered everyone in the common area of the ship. He looked around at their eager faces, feeling the surge of determination. "We have a tough mission ahead of us. Malachar is powerful, and his fortress is heavily guarded. But together, we can succeed. We must trust each other and use our skills wisely." Zara nodded. "I can hack into their security systems. We'll be able to move without being seen." Drax raised his fist. "And I will protect us. No one will get past me." Sirius smiled, holding up a small device. "And I'll make sure we have the right tools for any situation. We won't be caught off guard." Alex felt a strong sense of pride in his team. They were ready to face any challenge together. With their skills combined, they could overcome any obstacle. As the ship continued its journey to Zithara, the team worked together, preparing for the fight ahead. They shared stories and laughter, building a bond that would make them stronger. Each member brought something unique to the team, and Alex knew that with their combined strength, they could take on Malachar and rescue Princess Lyra. The adventure was just beginning, and Alex was ready to lead his team into battle against all odds. Journey to Zithara. The Starfire soared through the vastness of space, leaving behind the familiar sights of Zithara. Inside the ship, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement and tension. Captain Alex Ryder sat at the controls, his eyes fixed on the blinking lights of the navigation system. He could feel the weight of the mission pressing down on him. They were heading to Zithara to save Princess Lyra, and there was no turning back. As they traveled, Zara busied herself with her hacking tools. She was determined to prepare for any security systems they might face. "I've been studying Zithara's technology," she said, her fingers flying over the controls. "I think I can get us past most of their defenses." "Good thinking, Zara," Alex replied, appreciating her dedication. He glanced back at Drax, who was sharpening his weapons. The warrior was always ready for battle, and Alex admired his fierce loyalty. "Drax, are you ready for whatever comes our way?" Drax looked up, his green skin glistening under the ship's lights. "I am ready to crush any enemy who stands in our path," he declared, flexing his muscles. His confidence spread through the crew, making everyone feel braver. Meanwhile, Sirius was in the workshop area, tinkering with his latest invention. He had a small device that looked like a wristwatch, but Alex knew it was much more. "This will help us communicate silently," Sirius explained, showing it off. "If we get separated, we can still stay in touch." "Great idea, Sirius," Alex said, feeling more hopeful. Each member of the team brought something important to the mission, and together they made a strong unit. As they traveled further into space, the stars outside began to shift, creating a beautiful cosmic dance. Alex marveled at the sight, but reminded himself that they had a serious task ahead. "How long until we reach Zithara?" he asked Zara. "About 3 hours if we keep this speed," she replied, her eyes focused on the screen. "We need to be ready for anything when we arrive. Malachar won't make it easy for us." Just then, the ship's alarms blared. Alex's heart raced as he quickly scanned the controls. "What's happening?" he shouted. Zora's fingers flew over the buttons. We're being tracked. An enemy ship is following us. Alex's mind raced. They had to act quickly. Drax, get ready. Zora, can you shake them off? Zora nodded, her focus intense. I'll try to make a quick turn. Hold on. With that, Zora pulled back on the controls, and the Starfire swerved sharply to the right. The ship tilted, and everyone braced themselves against the sudden movement. Drax gripped the edge of his seat, ready for battle. The enemy ship followed closely, firing shots at them. Alex felt the ship shake as laser blasts hit nearby. Zora, we need to lose them, he urged. I'm working on it. Zora shouted back, her fingers moving faster than ever. Just a few more seconds. Alex turned to Drax. Prepare for combat. If they get too close, we may have to fight. Drax nodded, his eyes blazing with excitement. Let them come. I will not let them take us down. Just as the enemy ship drew closer, Zora executed a sudden maneuver, flipping the Starfire into a tight spiral. The enemy ship struggled to keep up, losing its target. With a loud roar, it veered off course, leaving the Starfire behind. We did it. Zora cheered, a wide grin spreading across her face. Nice work, team. Alex said, feeling a rush of relief. They had survived the first challenge on their journey. As they continued toward Zithara, the team felt a sense of unity. They were not just individuals. They were a team ready to face whatever awaited them. With their spirits high and their minds focused, they knew they were one step closer to saving Princess Lyra. The adventure was just beginning, and they were ready to fight against all odds. Infiltrating Malakar's fortress, the Starfire glided silently through the dark sky above Zithara, its lights dimmed to avoid detection. Captain Alex Ryder peered out at the fortress looming below. It was massive, with high walls and armed guards patrolling the perimeter. Malakar's fortress looked impenetrable, but Alex knew they had to try. All right, team, Alex said, his voice steady but urgent. This is it. We need to get inside without being seen. Zara, can you disable the security systems? Zara nodded, her eyes sparkling with determination. I've already tapped into their surveillance network. Just give me a moment to shut it down. She pulled out her hacking device, quickly typing commands into it. Drax tightened his grip on his weapon, his green skin shimmering under the dim light of the ship. I am ready to fight if they see us. Let them come. I will protect you all. Sirius, who was checking his gadgets, looked up. I've built some distractions. If we need to create a diversion, we can use these. He held up small devices that could emit loud noises or flashes of light, perfect for drawing attention away from them. Great thinking, Sirius, Alex replied, feeling the adrenaline pumping through him. We'll need everything we can get. Zara's fingers moved quickly across the screen. Okay, I've got it. The cameras are down. We have a 10-minute window before they reboot the system. Let's go. Alex led the way with Zara, Drax, and Sirius close behind. They landed the Starfire in a secluded area away from the main gates. Quietly, they slipped out of the ship, their hearts racing as they approached the fortress. As they neared the massive walls, Alex could see guards patrolling in pairs. The sound of their boots echoed in the night. Alex signaled for silence, and the team crouched low, hiding behind a large boulder. We need to wait for the right moment, he whispered, scanning the area. When the guards turn away, we move. Time felt slow as they watched the guards. After what felt like forever, a pair of guards turned to walk away from their post. Now, Alex hissed, and the team darted forward, moving swiftly toward the fortress. They reached the base of the wall and quickly looked for a way inside. Zara examined a small access panel next to a heavy door. If I can hack this panel, we can get through, she said, her fingers flying over the device again. Drax kept watch, his eyes scanning for any approaching guards. Hurry, Zara. We don't have much time. With a final beep, Zara smiled. Got it. The door is unlocked. Alex pushed the heavy door open, and they slipped inside, closing it quietly behind them. They found themselves in a dimly lit hallway, the air thick with tension. The walls were cold and made of metal, a stark contrast to the warmth of their home planet. "Which way do we go?" Sirius asked, looking down both directions. Alex pulled out a small map of the fortress that Zara had downloaded. "According to this, the princess should be held in the lower levels. We need to go down." The team moved cautiously, staying low and silent. They passed closed doors and dark corners, listening carefully for any sounds. Suddenly, they heard footsteps approaching. Alex quickly signaled for everyone to hide. They pressed against the wall, holding their breaths as a group of guards walked past, chatting and laughing. Once they were gone, Alex led the team onward, their hearts pounding. "Keep moving," he whispered. "We're getting closer." They continued down the corridor, finally reaching a stairwell leading down. "This is it," Alex said, his voice barely above a whisper. "Let's go." As they descended, the air grew colder, and the sounds of the fortress faded away. They could feel the weight of the mission ahead. With every step, their determination grew stronger. They would rescue Princess Lyra and take down Malachar, no matter what it took. They were in the heart of the fortress now, ready to face whatever dangers lay ahead. The time for action was coming, and the team was prepared to fight against all odds. The rescue. The dark stairwell led the team deeper into Malachar's fortress, the air growing colder and thicker with tension. Captain Alex Ryder glanced at his friends, their faces determined but serious. They were about to confront the greatest challenge of their mission, rescuing Princess Lyra. At the bottom of the stairs, they entered a long corridor lined with heavy metal doors. According to the map, her cell should be just down this hall. Alex whispered, his heart pounding with anticipation. Zora moved closer, her eyes scanning the area for any signs of danger. "We need to be careful. The guards could be anywhere," she warned. Drax nodded, gripping his weapon tightly. "Let them come. I will not let anyone hurt the princess." As they approached the last door at the end of the corridor, Alex felt a mix of hope and fear. He turned to Zara. "Can you check if it's locked?" On it, Zara knelt beside the door's control panel, her fingers working quickly. The soft glow of her device lit up her focused expression. "It's locked, but I can get it open," she said confidently. Just then, they heard footsteps approaching. Panic surged through Alex. "Hurry, Zara," he urged, glancing down the corridor. The sound of boots echoed closer. Zara bit her lip, her fingers flying over the panel. Almost there, just a few more seconds. The footsteps grew louder, and Alex could see shadows moving in the dim light. "Drax, be ready," he whispered, signaling for everyone to hide. Drax took a position at the end of the corridor, ready to spring into action. Sirius pressed against the wall, his gadget in hand, waiting for the right moment. With a final beep, the door clicked open. "I got it," Zora exclaimed, and Alex pushed the door wide, signaling for everyone to enter quickly. They slipped inside just as two guards rounded the corner. "What was that?" one of the guards said, looking suspiciously at the door. "Quick," Alex hissed, and they moved quietly into the cell. Inside, the dim light revealed Princess Lyra, her beautiful features marred by the weariness of captivity. She looked up, her eyes wide with surprise and hope. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice shaky but determined. "We're here to rescue you," Alex replied, stepping forward. "I'm Captain Alex Ryder, and these are my friends, Zara, Drax, and Sirius. We've come to take you home." Lyra's eyes sparkled with gratitude. "Thank you. I didn't think anyone would come for me." She stood up, brushing off the dust from her gown. Just then, the guards outside shouted, "Did you hear that? Someone's in there." Alex's heart raced. "We have to go now," he urged. "Zara, can you block the door?" Zara nodded, quickly accessing her device again. "I can lock it for a moment, but it won't hold them for long. With the door locked, Alex helped Lyra out of the cell. "Stay close to us," he said, leading her back toward the entrance. Drax positioned himself at the door, ready to protect them. A loud banging echoed as the guards tried to break in. "Open this door," they shouted. "Get ready," Alex said, taking a deep breath. Zara finished locking the door just as it swung open, revealing two furious guards. Drax lunged forward, slamming into the guards with all his strength. "You will not stop us," he roared, pushing them back. "Now," Alex yelled, guiding Lyra and Sirius down the hallway. They raced back toward the stairwell, their hearts pounding in their chests. The sound of alarms blared, and red lights flashed throughout the fortress. "They know we're escaping," Zara shouted. "We need to hurry." As they reached the stairwell, Alex could hear the guards shouting and running after them. "We need to move faster," he urged. The team descended the stairs, adrenaline pumping through their veins. They could see the exit ahead. Freedom was so close. Just as they reached the ground floor, more guards appeared at the entrance. Alex raised his weapon, prepared to fight. "We will not give up," he shouted, ready for the fight. Drax stood beside him, roaring with determination. Together, they would fight to protect the princess and escape Malakar's fortress. With courage in their hearts, they charged forward, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead in their quest to rescue Lyra. Escaping the fortress. The alarms blared loudly, echoing through the dark halls of Malakar's fortress. Captain Alex Ryder stood at the entrance, his heart racing as he prepared for battle. Drax was beside him, ready to defend the team, while Zara and Sirius helped Princess Lyra stay safe behind them. "We need to get to the ship," Alex shouted, his voice steady despite the chaos. "We can't let them capture us again." With a fierce roar, Drax charged forward, pushing through the guards who blocked their path. His powerful fists struck with precision, sending the guards flying. "No one will stop us," he yelled, his green skin glistening with sweat. As the team fought their way through, Zara quickly hacked into the fortress's security system again. "I can create a distraction," she shouted over the noise. "Just hold them off for a moment." Sirius nodded, holding a small device in his hand. "I have a few gadgets ready too. Let's show them what we can do." He activated a small drone that buzzed into the air, shooting bright flashes of light at the guards. The guards were confused, looking around to see where the lights were coming from. "Now's our chance," Alex yelled, leading the charge. "Go." The team sprinted down the corridor, dodging blaster fire as they moved. The fortress was like a maze, but Alex kept his eyes on the exit sign glowing at the end of the hall. Every step felt like a race against time, and the sound of footsteps behind them urged them on. "Alex, they're right behind us," Zara shouted, glancing over her shoulder. "I know. We just need to reach the exit," Alex replied, determination burning in his chest. They turned a corner, and Alex spotted a pair of guards blocking the exit door. "Drax, take them out," he commanded. Drax charged forward, tackling the first guard to the ground with incredible strength. He quickly spun around, delivering a punch to the second guard. The guards fell, allowing the team to push through the exit door. They burst into the open air outside, the night sky filled with stars. The Starfire was parked a short distance away, its sleek shape glimmering in the moonlight. But the sound of alarms and shouting behind them reminded them that they were still in danger. "Get to the ship," Alex ordered, sprinting toward the Starfire. The others followed closely, Princess Lyra running between them, her heart pounding with fear and hope. As they reached the ship, Zara quickly accessed the controls to open the hatch. "Hurry, get inside," she urged, glancing nervously at the fortress. Drax was the last one to enter, looking back at the fortress with a fierce expression. "I will not let them take us again," he vowed. Once inside, Alex took the pilot's seat, his fingers flying over the controls as he prepared for takeoff. "Buckle up," We need to get out of here fast. Zora jumped into the co-pilot seat, activating the ship's systems. I set the coordinates for Xanthara. We can't return until we're safe. Just as Alex powered up the engines, the fortress doors burst open, and a swarm of guards rushed out, weapons raised. Go, 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 Alex shouted, pushing the throttle forward. The Starfire surged into the sky, narrowly avoiding blaster fire as they lifted off. The ship climbed higher, leaving the fortress behind. Alex glanced at the control panel, watching the readouts. We're clear. We made it. Cheers erupted from the crew as they escaped the clutches of Malachar. We did it, Sirius shouted, his eyes wide with excitement. Princess Lyra breathed a sigh of relief, her heart racing. Thank you for rescuing me. I thought I would never escape, she said, her voice filled with gratitude. Alex smiled at her. You're safe now. We'll get you back to Xanthara, where you belong. As they sped away from the fortress, the team felt a sense of victory. They had faced danger together and emerged stronger. The journey was not over, but they had taken a crucial step toward defeating Malachar and bringing peace to Xanthara. With their hearts full of hope and determination, they charted their course for home, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. The aftermath and regrouping. The Starfire flew smoothly through the calm expanse of space, leaving the dark fortress of Malachar behind. Inside the ship, a sense of relief filled the air. The team had escaped, but the fight was far from over. Captain Alex Ryder sat in the pilot's seat, glancing back at his friends, who were catching their breath after the intense rescue. Princess Lyra looked out the window, watching the stars twinkle in the distance. I cannot believe we are free, she said, her voice a mix of wonder and gratitude. Thank you all for risking your lives for me. Zora smiled, her fingers still tapping on her console. It was a team effort, Princess. We all played our part. Drax leaned against the wall, his muscles still tense. We fought hard to save you, and I would do it again. Malachar will not stop until he gets what he wants. Speaking of which, Alex said, shifting in his seat to face the group. We need to regroup and plan our next move. Malachar will not give up easily. Sirius nodded, his face serious. We need to gather more information about his forces. He has likely sent out a search party by now. We should get to Xanthara and warn the council about his plans. As they approached Xanthara, Alex felt the weight of their mission pressing on his shoulders. We need to be prepared for anything, he said. Let's use this time to strategize. Zara, can you run a scan of Malachar's fleet? Already on it, she replied, her eyes focused on the screens. I'll see what I can find. Drax stretched his arms, his confidence returning. While we wait, I want to train. If we're going to face Malachar again, we need to be stronger. That's a great idea, Drax. Alex agreed. We need to be ready for whatever comes next. We should also check on our equipment and weapons. As they landed on Xanthara, the team quickly disembarked from the ship, their hearts full of purpose. The city was alive with activity, the bright lights contrasting with the darkness they had just escaped. They were greeted by members of the council who looked both relieved and concerned. Captain Ryder. Councillor Mara stepped forward, her face showing a mix of joy and worry. You've returned. We were afraid for your safety. Councillor Mara, we have news, Alex said, his tone serious. Princess Lyra is safe, but Malachar is a threat. He will not stop until he captures her again. The council members gathered around, listening intently. What do you suggest we do? Mara asked. We need to strengthen our defenses and gather as many allies as we can. Alex replied. Malachar has a powerful army, and we need to be prepared for an attack. Zara stepped forward, her device in hand. I can start hacking into Malachar's systems to gather intelligence. If we can learn his plans, we can counter them. Good thinking, Zara, Mara said, nodding. We will provide you with all the resources you need. As they moved to the council chambers, Alex felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were not just a team of friends. They were now part of something much bigger. The fate of Zithera depended on them. After a brief discussion, the council agreed to mobilize their forces. They would send messengers to nearby planets to gather allies against Malakar. Alex felt a surge of hope. With everyone working together, they might just have a chance. As the team prepared to regroup and strategize, Princess Lyra turned to Alex, her eyes filled with determination. "I want to help. I cannot stand by while my people are in danger. I will do whatever it takes to stop Malakar." "Your bravery is inspiring, Princess," Alex replied, feeling a bond growing between them. "Together, we will fight for Zithara and protect your people." With their spirits high and a plan forming, the team began to work together, ready to face the challenges ahead. The aftermath of the rescue had brought them closer, and they knew that they would fight against all odds to protect what they loved. The final showdown. The sun rose over Zithara, casting a warm glow on the gathering of allies in the council square. Captain Alex Ryder stood at the front, flanked by Princess Lyra, Drax, Zara, and Sirius. The tension in the air was palpable as they prepared for the final showdown against Malakar. "Today, we fight not just for our freedom, but for the future of Zithara," Alex shouted, his voice strong and steady. The crowd of soldiers, council members, and citizens cheered, their spirits high. They had gathered from different planets, united by a common cause. Princess Lyra stepped forward, her expression fierce. "Malakar thinks he can take our home from us, but he is wrong. Together, we are stronger than he can ever imagine." Drax raised his weapon, roaring with excitement. "Let him come. I will smash through his forces." As the team finalized their battle plans, Zura worked on her device, monitoring Malakar's movements. "I've hacked into his communications," she said, glancing at the screen. "He's preparing for an attack, and he will strike soon." "Then we need to move," Alex replied, determination in his eyes. "We'll meet him head-on. Let's show Malakar the strength of our alliance." As they moved toward the outskirts of the city, the sky grew darker and storm clouds gathered above. It was as if the universe was echoing the tension of the coming battle. The team took their positions, ready to defend their home. Suddenly, a loud rumble shook the ground as Malakar's ships appeared on the horizon, blocking out the sun. They descended like vultures, their weapons gleaming ominously. The cheers of the crowd faded into silence, replaced by the sound of blaster fire as the first shots rang out. "Everyone, hold your positions," Alex commanded, his heart racing. "Stay focused and remember the plan." Malakar's forces charged forward, a tide of soldiers and machines that seemed unstoppable. Drax roared, rushing into the fray, fighting with the strength of a giant. He knocked down enemies left and right, his presence instilling courage in their allies. Zara stayed close to Alex, using her device to disable enemy weapons. "I'm jamming their signals. They won't be able to communicate," she shouted, grinning as she watched a nearby enemy soldier drop his weapon in confusion. Sirius moved quickly, tossing his gadgets into the crowd. Explosions of light and sound distracted the enemy, creating chaos in their ranks. "This is working. Keep it up," he called out, his energy infectious. As the battle raged on, Alex spotted Malakar at the center of his forces. The dark figure was shouting orders, his eyes burning with rage. "We need to take him down," Alex yelled to Lyra, who stood ready beside him. "Are you ready?" "More than ever," she replied, determination shining in her eyes. Together, they charged toward Malakar, pushing through the chaos of battle. As they approached, Malakar noticed them and sneered. "You think you can defeat me? You are nothing." He raised his weapon, firing blasts at them. Alex dodged to the side, pulling Lyra out of harm's way. "Stay behind me," he shouted. They exchanged fire with Malakar, the blasts lighting up the battlefield. With a fierce yell, Drax joined them, swinging his weapon with power. "You will fall today, Malakar." he roared, charging straight at their enemy. Malachar faced Drax, his expression darkening. Foolish creature. He fired again, but Drax deflected the shots with his weapon, closing the distance. In a sudden move, Lyra stepped forward, summoning all her strength. "You will not take my people," she shouted, channeling her energy. A wave of light erupted from her hands, striking Malachar and knocking him back. The Dark Lord staggered, surprised by the princess's power. Alex seized the opportunity. "Now," he yelled, and the three of them charged together, launching a final attack. With one last combined effort, they overwhelmed Malachar. The dark figure fell to the ground, defeated. Cheers erupted from their allies as they witnessed the fall of their enemy. As the dust settled, the team stood victorious. They had faced Malachar together and emerged stronger. Princess Lyra, breathing heavily, looked at her friends, gratitude shining in her eyes. "We did it," Alex said, a smile breaking across his face. "Together, we have saved Zathura." In that moment of triumph, they knew they had forged bonds that would last forever. The fight for their home had been won, but their journey together had only just begun. Victory and new beginnings. The sun rose over Zathura, casting a golden light on the city. The sounds of celebration echoed through the streets as citizens rejoiced in their victory over Malachar. Captain Alex Ryder stood on a balcony overlooking the square, his heart swelling with pride. The battle had been hard, but they had triumphed together. As the crowd cheered, Princess Lyra stood beside him, her eyes sparkling with happiness. "We did it, Alex. We really did it," she exclaimed, her voice full of joy. "Yes, we did," Alex replied, a smile spreading across his face. "It wasn't just us, though. It was everyone who fought for Zathura." Below, Drax was lifting Zara and Sirius high into the air, their laughter ringing out. "We are heroes." Drax boomed, his giant frame making the others look small in comparison. Zara's face was lit with excitement as she waved to the cheering crowd. "Let's not forget all the hard work everyone put in to prepare for this moment," Zara said, glancing at Alex. "We couldn't have done it without our allies." Sirius nodded, his grin infectious. "And all those gadgets I made, they really came in handy." He laughed, pointing to the makeshift fireworks shooting into the sky, filling it with bright colors. As the celebrations continued, Counselor Mara approached the balcony. "Captain Ryder, Princess Lyra," she said, her face beaming with pride. "We are grateful for your bravery and leadership. Zathura is safe again, thanks to you." "Thank you, Counselor Mara," Lyra replied, her heart full of gratitude. "But this victory belongs to everyone. We all stood together." Alex stepped forward, looking at the gathered citizens. "We will rebuild and strengthen our defenses, so no one can threaten our peace again. Together, we can create a brighter future for all of Zathura." The crowd erupted into cheers, their spirits lifted. People began to chant their names. Alex, Lyra, Drax, Zara, Sirius. It was a moment of unity that would be remembered for generations. As the festivities continued, the team took a moment to reflect. They walked to a quiet garden on the palace grounds, away from the noise. The flowers bloomed brightly, symbolizing new beginnings. "Can you believe what we accomplished?" Zara said, looking at her friends. "We went from rescuing a princess to defeating an evil lord." Drax grinned, flexing his muscles. "And I got to smash things. What more could I want?" Sirius chuckled, adjusting his gadget belt. "I can't wait to see what new adventures await us. There's a whole galaxy out there." Alex nodded, his gaze focused on the horizon. "We have the chance to explore and make new alliances. We can help others who are in danger, just like we helped Lyra." Princess Lyra stepped forward, her expression thoughtful. "I want to lead alongside you. Zathura is my home, and I want to ensure it remains a safe haven for everyone." Alex smiled at her. "You will make a great leader, Princess. Your strength and kindness inspire us all." As they stood together, they felt a sense of purpose growing within them. They had faced challenges and emerged victorious. But this was just the beginning. The universe was vast, filled with unknowns and possibilities. Suddenly, the sky above them sparkled with colorful lights, the citizens celebrating their victory. The group watched in awe, feeling the joy of their triumph. "We have a bright future ahead," Alex said, looking at his friends. "Let's make sure we face it together." With their hearts united, they knew they could tackle any challenge. They had built a bond that could withstand the storms of any adventure. Together, they would explore the stars, protect the innocent, and create a legacy that would last forever. As the celebrations continued, they laughed and shared stories, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. The journey had just begun, and they would face it together, as a team, as friends, and as heroes of Zathura.